Start a little early. Mostly because I'm standing out here doing nothing. My pockets. Y'all hear me good? I got 2 green lights, so sounds great. Appreciate that, Clint. Sometimes the green light doesn't mean anything. Toothless aggression. Yeah, so I was supposed to be getting a root canal done. It's one of my back teeth. It definitely wasn't the one that I thought that it would have been. So I'm glad I didn't get a hankering to try to pull my own tooth. I would have pulled the wrong one. And because it was actually like a little bit closer to the front, I thought it was the one all the way in the back. But they were going to do a root canal, and they started the process of it Monday. And then while she was in the middle of it, she found a hairline crack, and then she did a little X-ray right then while I was sitting there, and there was a crack going all the way down the tooth. So she just decided. She said if it was me, I wouldn't mess with doing a crown and all that. She said a crown I hold it together somewhat, but you'll still end up. It won't last long. So ended up just pulling it, which was my preferred thing, anyways. It's just a lot of times it's hard to talk a dentist into doing that. What's up, Sizzle Neck? BMCK some way. To 2 greens make a red. Oh, 2 green, maybe dots. Yeah, I got a green dot here on my mic, which you can change it to blue. I can't remember. I think the green is. I've asked y'all on the other ones. I don't know if I've ever done it on this one. Like one of them's noise canceling and one of them's not. Like there's a blue light and a green light. I think green light. Everybody's always said it sounds better whenever I use the green light, so that's what I use. But sometimes I'll still have the green light showing on that. But if it's just barely not plugged in enough, I guess the green light still shows up, but I'm not connected, which I don't ever have a problem until I go and move it. Like once I go move the phone, like, and because whenever I take it off that magnet, I think it kind of jars the phone a little bit and then that wiggles loose. What's up, Matt? Would have sucked losing too. Yeah, I got to make an appointment with an oral surgeon too. I've got 2 wisdom teeth still on this side that nobody's ever wanted to deal with since I was a kid because they're in a bad spot. But I'm glad to like I'm about whatever today's Thursday, Mondays when I had the tooth pulled. It's still tender because they did go ahead and put like a bone in there to do a bone graft. So in case later I want to put an implant in or something like that. But because of that, they stitched it and it's still tender from that. But I don't have anywhere near I still have a little bit of pain, but it's nothing like what I had over the weekend. And then over the weekend, like Thursday through Monday is when I went into the dentist. It was rough. Like there wasn't any pain. I went to the dentist on Friday and got an antibiotic and started taking that, but it didn't do anything. And then no pain pills, which I didn't get any prescription pain pills. I was just taking, ibuprofen or Motrin or whatever else, and nothing was touching it. Tooth Fairy leave tools. No, they kept it at the dentist. That's what Amanda said when I got home. She said you didn't bring the tool home or the tooth home. See, you got some Forge batteries. What do you think? So far, I've got some 8s and 12s, and they're about the same size as my high outputs. Like an 8 is about the same size as a 6 high output, and all that kind of stuff, which the 6 and 8 high outputs ain't that much difference either. But they say the 8 in the Forge is like a 12 in the high output. I don't know if that's true or not, but I haven't run them a ton though, so I don't really know yet. I've got a couple tools down there that I'm gonna try them out in and see if it makes a big difference. What's up, Terry Burton? That was Colin Brown that asked that. He's a member too. I hadn't seen him in the chat too much. I saw that you were a member, which now I can see that you're green. Back wall looked great. Yeah, so I did take down the cabinet that was up there with my MCT blackout that just sat in there all the time because I'm gonna move all my veto bags somewhere else. I've been going through, like, I finally got this hole, the shelves behind you guys. I got those. I've been taking down everything and cleaning it, like getting all, I mean, buckets just black whenever I get done cleaning because and I'm not going to blow stuff like used to. I just come in here with my blower and blow stuff out, but that blows everything up in the air and it gets all over everything. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm gonna always, which I'm planning on never cutting or doing any of that kind of stuff in here anymore. Anyways, I'm going to do it down there. So I should be able to not have to do that often. So I've been going through everything, and I've already thrown away like 3 trash cans worth of stuff, that just didn't. I've been sitting around for, I might use that one day type of thing, and just if I ain't used it by now, I'm not going to, but I've got a ton of space already just by doing what I've done. I mean, I've got empty shelves over here galore, over there galore, still have a bunch in there. I've got these all empty, so I've got plenty of room right now for sure. It's just it's one of them things where your mind, it's very hard for you to decide how you want to do certain things. So it's one of those where you sit there and move around stuff like crazy. What was I about to I was going to say something else that I was thinking of with that. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I've got my burn pile. I'm watching my fire on my. That's another good thing about my camera. Like I set my stuff on fire. My burn pile. I had a bunch of cardboard, and I always keep a trash can in here of stuff that will burn, and then I keep buckets of like metal stuff and stuff that won't burn that I throw in my trash can. But I'm able to watch my fire back there, make sure it doesn't catch my field on fire. Like you're gonna melt batteries with endless ripping on an M18 table saw or angle grinder. Yeah, I never had any problems with my matter of fact, I still use the 5.0s like more than anything, which that's what I use in my impacts and stuff. I still like the fives, like the old fives, but I haven't had any problem with any of my tools running the high output ones. So far, my M18, my 7 1/4 miter saw, I told you guys where it was doing like a just it would I could take it apart, put it back together, it would run, and then it would run the whole time I used it. And then the next time I'd go to use it, it just wouldn't do anything until I took it back apart again and did whatever. So the last time I took it apart, I took super slick stuff and just sprayed the crap out of the inside of it. So far, it's been continually working. I'm telling you, this stuff is magical. Whatever it's got in it fixes everything. Stuff going out. Amanda's ears are perking up. Yeah, I just got rid of a bunch of. It's in her car to take to her dumpster. Uh, I've had a bunch of boxes of toolboxes back behind here, like my Bosch 3 plane laser, the case that it came in, some M18 and M12 tool hard cases that I'm never going to put them tools back in there, and I'm not going to use them. I kept them for a long time in case I did something like where I wanted to make it decorations or something like that. And I don't see anything I'm going to do, so I'm going to throw all them away. Plenty of room. Do we ever have enough? What's up, Tom? Saw you mention that in the last live. Most of them missed the live, but I always go back and watch. Colin said, "Buckets, my favorite." Yeah, I bought some more buckets today. I bought buckets with lids. I'm starting to put stuff. Yeah, y'all can't see. I, I'm using them as totes for some stuff because it's just a lot easier. But I'm buying the lids and putting on the top so that stuff won't get down in them. Yeah, I'll be treating this room a lot differently than I used to from the trying to keep it cleaner aspect. It's at the motorcycle battery next to the wolf box. I think it came out of I don't remember what I got this out of. Something I took out. It's a 7 amp hour, 12 volt. I don't remember what I took it out of. There was something I was demoing, and I could tell it was a newer battery, so I saved it. But I don't remember what it was that I took it out of. I don't know how long I've had it either, though. It's been sitting up on a shelf. Something I don't remember what it was. It's AAA Systems installed it, so it was Probably either I don't know, it's too big for a emergency light, like even like an old one. I don't know what I took it out of. Could be a lighting battery. TBG said maybe it was. I don't know. It's pretty big though. I can't remember unless it was a really big one. And it might have been now that I say that because I changed out like 7 or 8 emergency exit light combos at the Army recruiting center, and seems like they had a new battery in one of the lights, but the lights was bad, and I just changed them all out to LED fixtures. They were all like really old ones. That might have been where I got it from. Seen Clint's Klein video today. Yeah, I just watched it a little bit ago. It's pretty cool that he put me in it a couple times. I didn't know if he filmed me any or not. I didn't film as much as I did. I basically filmed everything that I filmed because I already went there and I already made a video of walking around. So uh I filmed a bunch of stuff like in the vertical because I thought about making just some made in the USA like shorts or like for Instagram or whatever. And then I also told him, I was like, I'm gonna film everything vertical, and then if you want anything, if you need footage that way or something or other, you can like just let me know and I'll send something to you or whatever. Because he was filming horizontally. How does the hummingbird feel about the new direction you're going with the garage? Yeah, hopefully I won't get one in here again. Because now that I've got that overhang too, I think that would keep one out a little bit more than where it was just flat and open whenever I had my garage door open. Alarm panel, it could have been. Yeah, I can't remember. Those people put in alarm panels too, the AAA systems around here. That's seems like that's probably I only know them from here, but I would guess that that's probably like a nationwide like chain thing. Probably AAA systems. Y'all have a AAA systems in your area? UPS backup battery or fire security alarm panel. It might have been. It might have been an alarm panel. I go in and demo stuff, and like I'll keep. I'm real bad about it. Like I'll keep all kinds of stuff like that because I'm like, oh, I might need that battery for something. If I can tell it's a newer battery, what I should have done was like sell it. Has a handful of comments from us saying, "Go Joey, go inflation." Too bad you didn't grab some USA handles for coat hooks or something from the Klein factory. What's Clint's channel's name? Tool Review Zone. He's the it's real nice like and Milwaukee. What how's he call it? Milwaukee or I know he calls it Ryobi. What's he say for Milwaukee? Y'all won't be able to type it that way, but Milwaukee or I use them in my deer feeders. I think I originally brought it home for like I've got one of those pump sprayers that you can put on pull around with your lawnmower. Not a pump sprayer, but a battery one to spray weeds and stuff. And I think I thought I'd bring it home and use it for that because what I'd done before, but it ends up if you're not careful, you'll run your M12 batteries. Because I used to take my M12 batteries the same as like whenever you jump one and stick 2 wires down in it and clamp it onto my pump sprayer, not a pump sprayer, but electric sprayer, and it would work. Like I powered mine with M12 batteries. But if you ever ran it for a long time to the point where you made the battery dead, that battery was done. Milwaukee IA. Yeah, that's what it is. Milwaukee IA. Seen his evil brother. It's the new Klein president. What's up, Ryan? I'm gonna go through my I'll go through my Klein bag in a little while because I can't remember when some of them were going, but it should be pretty close to now, like that some of the other ones went. So, and this is a live, so it's less likely that somebody's going to see it that might be going to say for me to run their surprise of what they'll get whenever they go. instead of me making like a video for it or something like that where somebody might watch it. Of course, then that's their own fault if they click on it. Took off 340 pounds of sealed lead acid batteries a few weeks ago. Got 138 from them. Steve, Doc, and Sam went together. I couldn't remember. Sam had been telling me. I was thinking one of them told me they was going the same time as Bezug, or however it is you say his name. But I was thinking that was Sam, but then maybe he changed what date he was going. Maybe that was originally when he was thinking about going, and then he had to change the date or something. Den of Tools, yeah, I had heard he was going too. I don't know if all of them are different dates, or I don't know I don't know anything about the other ones. I only know Steve and Sam because they talk to me every now and then. So I text with them or email or whatever. It's the only reason why I knew they were going for sure. And then at some point, I hadn't really decided still on the stickers. I may just start slapping them on my cabinets because I've been wanting to put all my stickers on something, and I don't know when. I'm not even sure if I'm going to put a door over there now because the heat and air works fine so far. It hadn't been super hot yet though. Without me blocking it off, like keeping it the temperature in here, it doesn't take very long. Still haven't got to put my buddy's mini split in. I had to email the toe soap guy the other day and just said, I'm sure you've been wondering why I haven't made a video for this yet, but I've just been super slammed. And then I had, he was out of town for 1 week, and then I had the two stuff going on all last week because I thought about going this weekend and doing it originally, but then once I started having the two stuff, I was like, no, I'm not going and doing that. Because I still got quite a bit of room, which I don't even have any stickers on my blue cabinets over there, but I got quite a bit of room still, even on these. Because I got a whole entire box full of a bunch of different stickers. There's that Bowery boy right there. But yeah, I got my whole shelf over here is pretty well empty. Let's see, y'all let me scream at me if y'all quit hearing me. Like so all that stuff, I've moved some of it in this other room, but I'll put my 7 1/4 miter saw right there whenever I'm not using it down there. That way I moved all that stuff up to that shelf so I don't have to bend over and get off of that one like used to. My miter saws were down there. But basically I've been emptying every shelf, vacuuming, cleaning, doing all that stuff. But I got all that room still for whatever. And then I just started cleaning. I went through all my fasteners, reorganized. I still got to go through like all these things and those things. Um, Went through all my spray stuff and my oils and all that, cleaned all them off. And so all that stuff was just stuff everywhere. Now it's empty from moving some stuff and throwing away some stuff. I got all my hoses and electrical cords, my vacuum hoses, and then that's my vacuum that I actually take. Let me tilt you a little. Take the job sites, and then there's my Festool that I take for specific stuff. And then, I haven't really done anything with that. I've been stacking stuff over there temporarily while I clean shelves and do whatever. Seen Denna Tools had a sticker printer on his channel. Oh, I probably got y'all way off. I don't know. Seems like it's. Oh, I know what I did now. I picked it up instead of moving my whole thing. I was like, I got that camera way in the wrong spot. Seems like you'd also want the planer on the middle shelf, even if you don't use it often. Yeah, it's heavy. I could probably move it up, but I haven't got that thing out in forever. I've thought about selling it. I don't know how many times because I can't even remember the last time. Really, the only time I ever end up using it is if I'm doing some work in a older house or something, and I got to make something a specific thickness. Like if I got to take a 3/4 board and make it 5/8 or something like that for some sort of a trim out or whatever it is. That's about the only time I ever use it. I can't remember honestly the last time I got it out. I used to use it all the time. And that's only if it's a very wide board, because if it's a board like this or something that I got to do it, I just run it through my table saw. Little Debbie truck looks good up there. Yeah, I kind of just started throwing stuff up there. I had that Nico pouch, and I had a feeling I know I'm not going to use it unless I wear it like on my vest or something. And even then, I love my MP pouches. It's pretty hard. I'll still buy one to try it and to see what it looks like. And that one was like 30 bucks or whatever whenever it was on sale. Is the only reason why I really bought it. But I was like, well, that'd be a good spot to hold some tools. So I'm just gonna hang that up there because I'm probably not going to end up using it. And then the Klein bucket was inside of that shelf thing. I wanted to keep that, so I put that up there. I had another one of those Milwaukee screwdriver holders that I got on clearance, so I put that there. And then I had another one of those. I've actually got another one of those too, the screwdriver holder, the magnetic one. I've got one more of them, but I don't really have any room for it. I vote that Flat Bowery and Flat Clint stay where they are. Got to fold the flap over on the Mini Nico, and it's decent. It's just a little. I don't. All the Diamondback stuff is a little bit stiff for me, but the MP pouches are too once you go to that size. But the smaller MP pouches, it doesn't matter that they're as stiff because they're small. It's just ever since I bought my MP1, the leather one. I think I've got it up and under here. Yeah, ever since I bought this pouch, and it took me forever to decide to buy this because it was like $100, and I'm like, that is crazy to spend $100 to buy this. But ever since I bought this, like, I love them. Like, I would buy it 1,000 times again. Matter of fact, I bought, you know, all the X's just about. Velocity has an MP3 like pouch. Yeah, I saw that on y'all's in the text. When will the Klein Fast Bit be widely released? It's on. I just made a post some way. It's on Amazon now. It just came out today on Amazon, back in stock on Amazon. Came out a while back, but now it's back in stock. Mm, 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 mm. But I basically put a bunch of multi drivers in the Klein bag. That way, somebody asks me about one, I know what's in there. All that stuff up in the Nico pouches, like those are my old screwdrivers. I moved them up there so I'd quit bumping up against them down here. Those are the ones I got off eBay that I used to have a pair, like a set of those back in the day when I first started working. And then the other stuff are all like limited editions. And then I got the Klein. None of those are the 250 blue screwdrivers. Those are uh, the last couple sets before the 250s. I do got a set of the 250s. Am I on top comments? No, I moved it to all messages. So I should be seeing them all. Sometimes it's weird, like on the comments, not necessarily on this, and it might be on this. I don't know how it changes for y'all versus what y'all see versus what I see. But that's like on, I mean, I answer every comment on the videos that it tells me that there is one. But every now and then, like Amanda will say, "Did you see so and so's comment on like this video?" And I'll be like, and she'd tell me about it, what it was, like if it was somebody that was saying something specific about something. I was like, I didn't get a notification of that. I didn't see it. Then I got to go to the video. And even whenever I look down through the video, I won't see the comment. Like, and it's plain as day on hers. Like she can see it on hers. I can see it on her phone. And then I got to go and change it to newest messages on the video. And then I can see it. But I never got a notification for it. So I don't know what the deal is with some of that. So there might be some times where if you've ever commented and I didn't respond back to you, then I didn't get a notification for it. Because I mean, I reply to all of them. Wondering if I should buy the MCT Evo from Acme or wait for Vito. Somebody, who was it? Somebody was saying, I think it was CE Tool Den. I think it was Carlos was saying that Vito said something about they were going to extend the spring promo through June on. He was trying to get it like in an email in writing or something though, but he had talked to him at Vito or something, like emailed him or something for just the ones that aren't on sale like right now. Like if you buy an MCT Evo whenever it's released, basically you'd still get a promo bag. But don't hold me to that. I'm just saying that's what he said. Sometimes my TV has different comments than my iPad. Yeah, I know Matt says sometimes like it's all out of whack whenever whatever I'm reading. But I've got it on all messages. So we'll go through this Klein bag of the stuff I got while I was there. I did get a Tools and Tactics has one like the black leather workbench cover. I've got that on my work pro down there. I haven't decided because it doesn't cover my whole workbench. So I don't really like the contrast of a black square right here and the rest of it not being black. Like my OCD can't handle it, but I don't know. It might be better for tools, like looking at it. I don't know, but I'm probably not going to put it up here. I'm probably going to leave it on my workbench down there. But I did get one of those. That actually came later. I didn't bring this. This is all the stuff they ended up mailing it to me because I didn't have enough. I'm gonna move y'all over here and do it this way though. That way I can see what I'm filming. I'll actually do this. Hang on. And again, I can't zoom out or in on these like I can on a video. So before I start, you guys let me know if you can still hear me because I had to move my phone quite a bit and I don't want to. Let me turn this on too. Maybe this will help. Before I get started and I move my camera and which I'm close enough to the camera, y'all probably still be hearing me. Anyways. Of course, now there's a big delay. All right, there's sound great. So did get the coaster with my name on there. Move my. And then this is the 5102-16 SP bag, almost like reminds me like an old doctor's bag or something like that. And then it came with, they made these as well. It's got Morgan's maintenance on there, like a luggage type tag. This has a little leather deals there, but it's also got magnets or something. Basically, it snaps shut if you got those out of the way. Like it's got like a snap to it, or maybe it's actually it might even be like a. I thought that was magnets, but I don't think that is. I think that's just a rivet there. I think there's some kind of a like almost like a spring catch or something inside of those. I think this thing, if I remember right, I think I kept the 13 pockets. I'm assuming all on the inside because I don't see any on the outside. Deluxe black canvas tool bag, 510216 SPBLK. Let me see what it says about the buckle, steel frame, mouth with hinge. I don't see anything about whatever that is, but you can tell it like snaps together and stays. Got a Klein knit hat, 6059. It's pretty thick. Like that's gonna be one of them. It's I think I might have a Milwaukee ones, like the black Milwaukee ones. It's the same thickness as probably that. It's gonna be super hot, I can tell. Like I don't. It's one of them I probably won't wear a lot because I'll be too hot. Another Klein 65 200 mag, but the thing about this one is it's signed by the engineer who engineered how to make that magnetic. And like I said, you would think that would be something easy. Like it's just, hey, just add a bigger magnet in there, take off this, put a bigger magnet. But that bigger magnet doesn't do anything. It's all about changing the metal that's inside of there, but also having it strong enough to, not break and all that kind of stuff. A lot goes into that, a lot more than just a big magnet. So the engineer was there that day that made that happen. He signed the back of it. Another bit carabiner. Let me check. I'm awake. I like that there's no zipper on that bag. Hang on, tool collection wall. Let's see. This is just the strap for the bag. So it does come with a strap too, I guess. Yeah. So there's the Morgan's maintenance lineman. You've probably seen Tools and Tactics have his if you watch his channel, but it's still a Klein USA DT or D2000-9 NEs with the American flag on there too. I almost ran out of room. I'll probably put those up there. And then Nico, these didn't come. This was for my original visit, so I got these the first time that I went. I just put them down in that bag. I haven't taken. These are Journeyman, handles. These are the J2009 NEs, Journeyman, basically 2000s. So those had Joey on there instead of Morgan's maintenance, and then that was from 2025. Got a Klein Tools mug. That'll probably make a good. It's a little bit small for what I drink normally, but it'll make a good holding something somewhere. Got a green zipper bag, canvas, yellow and blue zipper bag. Let's see what these are. These are Klein Tools minis. I haven't even opened these. I don't even know what they are. Let me grab my scissors real fast. Got them in here. Little pair of diagonals. Little tape measure. That's about the size of one of them regular tape measures, but that's not what it is. This is a piece of 3D printed like a keychain. So diagonals and this, I think these were made for they were something about overseas. I don't remember what it was they were telling me, but they were a big hit or something or other, and they had some that they brought back with them or something. I think at a show or something they were doing somewhere. But that's it. I think. Yep. Klein's got some nice looking black bags. I've not seen any of them in person, but they got like buckets and stuff that look pretty nice for like an open tote. Mm-mm-mm. I don't want to hang out back there for some reason. There we go. I'll move these up. Put these in the Nico. Might as well go ahead and take these out of the package. It's not like anybody else is going to want to buy them off of me. I'll put them up in there too. Only issue with the black canvas bag, hard to see the inside. Yeah, I'd say so. And then I'm not a big fan of black, and y'all let me know if I think it's okay. Let me see if I got my green light. I didn't pay attention. Yeah. Uh, for whatever reason, like the work that I do, that's why I always buy like brown vest, brown pants. I prefer brown because for some reason, it's like I deal with drywall so much or something. I don't know, but anything I get that's black is just nasty looking in no time. What's up, Patty Travis? Those would look good on my Klein wall. The sign painter's dilemma, crowded letter near the end. It reminds me of the episode of King of Queens where Doug is going to teach at the high school. Y'all are actually looking at that my little board on my tripods stuck out in the front. Y'all might be seeing it. Well, I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, no, it's not on there now. He's writing his name on the board saying he's Mr. Heifer, and by the time he gets to Heifer, he's out of room and starts writing Nan down the side of the board. Metric tape too. I think it was for. I think all these like they're. I don't know if you can get them in the U.S. I think it was something overseas. Like I think they were at a trade show in Germany or somewhere, and they were uh, maybe giving these out for that or something, and had them made. But these were like some extra ones or something. Your truck fan still working? Look like a simple fix. Yeah, so far it's been good. I wasn't even gonna mess with it because I thought whenever it went out, and then I was like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna have any air or nothing." I thought I was automatically thinking it's like a fuse or relay or something. But then I was moving the knob, and whenever I got up to high, it just started running again. And then I kept moving, it wasn't working. And I was like, "Well, that stinks." I figured it was gonna be like that switch was bad, like maybe it was like not clicking whenever it got to the other settings. Which I thought was weird that it just went out though. That didn't make a lot of sense to me that it just quit because like I could see if it quit whenever I switched off of it and then went back. But I was like, well, I'll just run it on high. Well, I did that for about 2 days. And man, that's annoying because it's not super hot right now or super cold, but it's cold in the morning, hot in the afternoons. But you blast it on high, it's like you're nonstop. Oh, it's too hot in here, turn it off. Oh, now it's cold in here. I got to turn it back on. And same thing whenever it's hot, you're like, oh, I'm cold. Now I'm going to turn it off. And then 10 seconds later, you're burning up again. I was like, yeah, that's going to get old pretty quick. I'm going to have to figure out what this is. He said, our last best tool docs in here said a pair of commemorative Morgan's Maintenance Klein Lyman's would sell for a fortune on eBay. There's only one total in existence. So have you ended up going yet, Doc? I didn't know what date y'all were going. I knew they told me that you were going. Hopefully, I didn't just give you a big spoiler. Although they'll probably give you more. They like you better. They like you better than me. You probably got 7 bags of stuff waiting on you. You you get Klein parts and uh, 3D printed stuff. Might have to change my channel up there. Y'all are getting glare. Let's see. How do I get the picture? Let's see if I do that. I don't remember how I get back to the picture except maybe turn it off, turn it back on. Doc will get the gold bag. It won't be so glary. Just got back last night. I was thinking it was like the beginning of May. I couldn't remember what they said though. Actually, I don't think they told me. I think it was Sam was telling me it was in May, or it might have been Steve. Somebody was telling me it was the beginning of May. Mm-mm. Yeah, I probably didn't ruin your swag. Whenever, if I see yours, that's when it's going to ruin mine and make me feel less of myself. Now, as far as the factory tour, like he's already seen it too because he was there the time that I went the time before. So a lot of it was you know, I've already seen this, but I was seeing it with like Clint hadn't got to like he wasn't there the last time, so he was seeing it for the first time. But we did go to some new stuff that I didn't see the first time I was there, so that was kind of neat. Mm, mm, mm. Matt said he still can't find your video where you're on camera many moons ago. Got a little gnat in here. Steve, Sam, and Jeff from Denna Tools. So okay, so y'all were all like together. So I don't know where I was getting the. I know somebody, maybe it was Steve. Somebody had told me that Bezug was on the email list with them, and I don't talk to anybody else besides you all. So I don't know who. I can't remember who it was. Maybe he had to change his date or something. What's up, Banana Havoc? I've not met Jeff from Denna Tools, but Clint from the Tour of U Zone was saying he met him at that Lowe's Creator Summit or Lowe's Creator, whatever that was, in Las Vegas. That was whenever I was at the Builder Show. I went down to IBS in Orlando, and I went myself. Like nobody sent me down there. I just went. But I could have went to the Lowe's thing, but I'd already bought my plane tickets, and I already bought my, which I actually got my IBS like tickets to go into the show through the Perkins Builder Brothers. They had a thing where they were giving away X amount of them through if you clicked on a link on their video or something like that. So I didn't have to pay for that at least. I did have to pay for Amanda's. I didn't have to pay for mine, but I had already paid for Amanda's. I'd already bought both our plane tickets. I had just booked my hotel room, and then like Lowe's had emailed me a little bit after that, like a day or two later, and asked if wouldn't be interested in coming to the Vegas thing. So I didn't go, but uh, Clint said he met Jeff there, I think for the first time, and he said he was a really nice guy. What's up, Steve? B Zug couldn't make it, so he was supposed to go then too. Then I was thinking that was. I was thinking it was. I knew it had to be either you or Sam that said that B Zug was on the email list, but I was actually thinking it was you. I just couldn't remember. I know somebody did. Distribution center was new. Yeah, yeah, that's what I got to go through too. I would assume it was the same exact thing as what I did, but like I said, you all are you all are the upper echelon of Klein people. I'm going to tell you though, Clint was hilarious. Like in person, like he's goofy in his videos, and you'd expect him to be, but goofy and all that. But I mean, I laughed the whole entire time that we were around each other. Like he was constantly just funny the whole entire time. Super nice too. Like there's Project Pine Hills in here too. Y'all must all be like texting each other. So what did y'all get in your swag bag that I didn't get? That's what I want to know. You have to send me a picture or something or other. Steve was just there to open doors for Doc. I purposely, whenever I was filming the first time, uh, that me and Sam and Doc were all there together, not this time, but the last time, while I was filming, like I was purposely, if I saw Doc somewhere, I wouldn't like, I'd move my camera so that I wouldn't be filming him in case I use something because I didn't want to like put him out there because I know a lot of people are like, he's got the mystique of what's he look like and who is he and all that kind of stuff like that. So I didn't want to run that. So I made sure anytime I was filming stuff, I wasn't getting him in the background. He didn't ask me to do that. I was just doing that. Did you get the mini tool? The mini, like the little bag thing. I forget, is that what these things were called? I kept the little package. I got a tape measure and a pair of diagonals that look like. I know I kept that little package. I think that's what these were called, right? Yeah, the tool minis. So I got a tape measure, and a pair of diagonals. I don't know what all they have. There was just two of them in my bag. I don't know what all the options were. I didn't open them till just now. I was going to open them like here in front of people to see what they were. Doc's a great guy. Simple as that. Everybody that I've honestly met that's had a YouTube channel or uh, the people at Klein, especially, like, I mean, they're above and beyond. I'm not kidding you. There's not a, I can't, I, you couldn't have told me, you couldn't, I don't even know how I want to word it. Like, Clint actually kind of said it pretty well in that video that he said today. It's like everybody you see, and it's not just the people like in the office that you're dealing with. Like, if you go out there on the floor and you start talking to the people who are on the line and stuff like that, you can tell they like working there. Like, that's not been the case in most factories I've worked in my whole life. Like, most of the people hated it. Like, it's, but you could tell. But everybody from the people on the floor all the way through the office, plant manager, like, really cool company. Like, it, I already thought a lot of them as far as their tools and everything, but I would have had no idea as far as a company, how they are run and what kind of people they have. You just assume like a big company like that, it's just a bunch of big corporate heads and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's nothing like that at all. It's really nice company. Saw one on eBay for 150. If I knew I would have had Stove Docs and Sam's Mini Tool, man, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have opened mine for sure. I'd been like, your guess is as good as mine on the. Yeah, you should have been in here 10 minutes ago, Steve. I got the mini insulated lineman keychain. Of course you did, Doc. I bet you they probably felt around. It's like, oh, this one's Doc's. He's going to get the lineman pliers. Held that out just for you. Now Steve got one too. Must have been your whole group. Like I said, upper echelon. Y'all get the lineman pliers. I get the metric tape measure. That's what I get. Can't even use it. I don't even know how to read that. From New Zealand. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, part of that $150 then's the shipping. Uber's just as crazy as before. Yeah, and then the airport was a little bit crazier because they had a lot of construction going on. It seemed like them the last time that the getting in and out was pretty crazy. Anybody else fanboying over this YouTube royalty in here? So they all got mini tool lineman pliers. Then they probably got gold plated linemen with their names on them. Mm-mm. There's Alabama Hammer. Alabama Hammer, weren't you the one? Did you win the PB Swiss ratcheting screwdriver? I was trying to think of who it was that won that a while back. I was seeing if I saw them in here again. I was going to ask them if they still use it or I was thinking it was you, but I can't remember because that was one of the first giveaways that I did. That's probably why I remember it more than maybe some of the other ones. Did you get my email, by the way, Joe? Yeah, for is it reload? Did you send me a reload? I think, didn't you? This week's episode is a reload. I just filmed it today and put it out uh, all the way back from episode 13, though. So it's been a while. It's a Dan Begin, is who it is. Quite a bit of Milwaukee pack out. It's pretty nice loadout. But he's also got a lot going on in the background. Like he's basically in his shop, it looks like. The reloads are the only ones. I still try to do them in the order I get them, but every now and then I'll hold out. Like I might skip a reload just so I don't do a bunch of them in a row. And then they also help me sometimes, the reloads. Like if I know I've got something going on next week that's going to be crazy because I don't have to wait for an answer, I'll do a reload. That way I can go ahead and film the next one without having to wait for an answer type of thing and get ahead of it. I didn't do that today, but sometimes the reloads are the only ones sometimes I do out of order more so I don't do a bunch of them in a row. Doc or Sam should do a guess the trades or collab on a live. We can have Doc could do a live and then just have he could do a collab on the live and just have the camera zoomed in on his watch. That way he can still keep his identity. And then Sam could do it too and just have it with his MCT in the background and he can have his hand in the screen. Alabama Hammer, it was him. I was thinking it was. I couldn't remember, but I think, like I said, I think that was the very first giveaway I did. I'm not positive. I might have gave something else away, but got a great shot of the watch and the mechanics pick. Wasn't sure if you got it or worried about the link. Yeah, I got it. I probably thought I responded to you and said I'll get these downloaded. Thanks, but I probably didn't. Sometimes I read stuff and then if I'm a lot of times, like if I'm working and I'll get something that dings at me, I'll look at it real quick. And then if it knocks off the notification, I don't notice it for a little while that I haven't responded back. But yeah, I remember getting it though. I do have it. Matt wants a story on the scar on Doc's hand on a video. Yeah, I was hoping to get my stuff all cleaned up and get stuff moved around, but now it almost looks like I don't have any. Like to me, it's like I'm so used to this garage being just jam packed with every shelf full to the brim, and now it almost looks weird in here to me. Like it doesn't look good for video appearances because I got too much room. But I was hoping to get it all done this week, but I just haven't had with the dentist stuff going on and all that kind of stuff. That kind of threw me out of whack on it. And it's been taking me longer because I've been like cleaning every individual thing and going through every single tote, throwing away stuff and all that. Like I was going to do that after. I was just going to do a here's the garage 90% done type video. And that way, I mean, you can tell what it is now, like and what the finished product is. I just don't have stuff organized, but didn't have time to. I accidentally got a shot of Doc and Sam's butt in a shot if anybody wants it. Mm, mm, mm. Only tools. That's what we should do. Start up a website. Finally finished the bathroom slash shower room slash, changing two rooms into still two rooms, but into one space. I finished that today. Met the plumber out there and he finished hooking up his stuff. So finally got to send off that invoice, finally making some money. And then we got the windows, the front side done, the drive it's done, finished all the caulking and cleaning and all that kind of stuff today on that whole big old bank. And now I just have two individual windows that we got to change out. And we're going to do that tomorrow. I don't know if we'll get done tomorrow because we got to do metal wrap and a bunch of stuff like that. But if everything goes well, I think we'll get done tomorrow. Then we'll be done with that one too. Finally get to invoice that and make some money. All my jobs have been drawn out over the last couple of weeks. I haven't had a lot of service work or anything like that because I haven't had time for it also. And then the doctor's office that I'm doing work at has a dry ice machine that they got brought in and hooked up. And then it's got two exhausts on it for exhaust CO2. And right now it's just going out in the room, so they can't run it. And I had to go to a rubber and gasket place and get some hoses and come up with some fittings to hook it onto it because it's not like a standard thing. I got to drill a hole through a wall and hook those up and get that bended outside. That's something I got to do. I don't know if I'll do it this week though. Probably be next week because tomorrow I'm gonna do the windows and I don't think I'll have time to do both. But that's what my whole last couple of weeks have been, pretty much that bathroom and those windows. That's all I've done the last couple of weeks for the most part. Couple other little small jobs at that doctor's office. And then I had a buddy message me yesterday and said that his daughter, I guess they're building a house maybe, and she can't get the electrician to come back out there to hook up the water heater, put in a couple light fixtures. I guess the wires already, like, it's already roughed in. I guess it's just the hooking it up part, like the finish, and then putting in some switches and receptacles. And he asked me if I'd be willing to come out and do it. So I need to get with him and see when he's want me to do that. That'll probably be next week too. Sam is usually incognito, and Doc are like Wilson behind the fence on Tool Time. Sam and Doc are like Wilson. Yeah, there was some older, like Matt was saying, there was an older video of Doc. I never saw that, but I remember Doc telling me about it. It was a long time ago. Something about him being on the news or something too, or he did something. I can't remember exactly what the story was now. And then Sam had some older videos too on a older account or something or other, that where he was in them, like. But then I think he said he had something happen with that account and he couldn't get back into it or something. But yeah, it's like the Wilson on Tool Time where all you see was this part of his face. It's just the Rolex up above the fence and the little pick. Yeah, I get my stitches out on my tooth on my knot tooth on the 21st. So it's 2 weeks. But I feel like I got a little spider up there in my jaw. Mixing stories, Doc was locked out. Okay. Might be. I can only hold so much information in my brain. Which a lot of my money on the shower job is going to the plumber. So he probably came out pretty good on it. Of course, he had to buy the shower unit and all that stuff too. So all the money I'm giving to him is not exactly just him and labor. But I like working at that doctor's office is pretty good. They give me quite a bit of work. And they're pretty good about hey, just whenever you can do it type stuff too. That's the kind of customers I like because it's the ones that want you to drop everything and come work on whatever it is they've got whenever you're already booked out for a month or two. It's like I can't deal with you calling me every day. Like I'm not dealing with it. What's up, Carlos? They said you were going till midnight last night. Orthodontist might have to ground down the last bit of sharp ridge on my jaw. We'll see. Plumbing's one of the jobs I don't mind, except when it's an emergency. I don't mind the. I don't do any of the like major. It's not really major, but I do any kind of plumbing repairs most of the time. But I don't do a lot of like running the new stuff in my business. I did a lot like whenever I actually worked for the place I work for. I did everything, but I don't do a lot of running pipe or of water lines, drain lines, either one. I just do a lot of repairs to faucets, drains, shut off valves, that kind of stuff. Thomas, hope your jaw feels better. Do you have any tiny Filipino dentist lady again? No, my dentist is a lady, but she's not Filipino. This is the first time. This is where Amanda goes. Is where I went, and they were able to get me in Friday morning. Because I had last Thursday, I hadn't even called a dentist yet. I was waiting to see, is this going to get worse or whatever? And it was already after hours anyway. So Thursday, I wasn't going to be able to go anybody. So she called her dentist on Friday and asked if they could at least see me to see about getting me some medicine for over the weekend. And she got me in and gave me an antibiotic and all that stuff. Like I said, it didn't do anything. The antibiotic didn't decrease the pain any, and then I didn't get any pain prescription. I was just taking ibuprofen and stuff like that over the weekend. It wasn't even putting a dent in it. It was a pretty rough weekend. Last weekend was pretty rough. I don't do a new drain in the house, but I do replace casts and some terracotta. Yeah, now I'll do a repair on a line, like if it busts under a house or something like that. Like if it's just a section, I do a lot of like I've done over the course since I've started my business. I probably changed out. I don't know, maybe it's not a lot, but like it's a lot since I don't really get these calls from people because I'm not really a plumber. It's just people who know me and say I'd call Joey, but outside water faucets that freeze over the winter and then somebody goes to turn them on, it's leaking under the house or whatever. I've changed out several of those since I've been Morgan's maintenance. But I get a lot of calls for electrical stuff. I get some calls for plumbing stuff. I don't get very many calls for HVAC stuff, but that's not my wheelhouse. Again, I only get calls from customers or people my customers tell. I don't hand out business cards. I don't uh, put my phone numbers not on my truck. Like the only way you're getting my phone number and knowing that I even do anything is if somebody tells you. Like I don't do any advertising or anything like that. So for me to get into those, to do any of that kind of work, it has to be somebody that said, I've got this problem. Do you know anybody? And they'll say, no, but you can call Joey and, he might can fix it. And if not, he'll know somebody who can. And then that's how I end up getting the call. I had the cast iron main pipe give out a few months back. Not fun. All the cast is nearly out of my place now, except the pipe outside. Yeah, I've got all my main lines in my crawl space are still all cast. And then they're actually in pretty good shape though. And then the some of my drain lines, like on one of my bathrooms, is still old like galvanized piping that ties into the cast. Uh, the other stuff I've already changed out to PVC. I've had to cut into that cast pipe in a couple places to add in stuff because My washer and dryer and my kitchen sink used to go whenever I knew whenever I first moved here and I went into the crawl space, it went out the house in a different place than the rest of it. And I thought that was weird because I knew it was on septic. And I was like, and it was like two totally different ends of the house. And I was like, that's going somewhere. I don't know where that one's going, but it ain't going to the septic tank. Well, then later on, I was doing some concrete work in the back, like pouring some sidewalks and stuff like that around the house. And the concrete truck ended up, once they got done, my kitchen sink and washer and stuff wasn't draining right. And it must have smashed that pipe because it was on that side of the house. And I was like, I'll never find that. Like, I don't have a clue where it is, and I didn't have any cameras or anything at the time. But then later on, I was back in the woods, which is pretty good ways away. It's not on the screen anymore, but I mean, pretty good ways away to get out there. And I found a pipe coming out in the woods, and I guarantee it was that. So they had the washing machine and the kitchen sink just daylighting out there. So I had to cut back into the cast and put it back into I got it going in the septic tank now because one is that pipe was messed up and I would have had to find it and fix that and all that. So it was either find it and fix that or just tie it into my septic tank. It's good to be the I know a guy. It is a good, like, a lot of people sometimes I think take the approach of I don't want to give out other people's names because that might give away, like they might start calling this person instead of me for certain, like, even if it's something I don't do, but this guy might do some of the stuff I do and they might call him instead of me. But I think you being the person who gives people's names, they still end up calling you, like, to ask you for anything else, and it gives you the opportunity at that point to say, "Oh, that's something I can take care of," or, whatever. Uh, Again, that's how I end up getting a lot of business. What's up, Lexi? Grub shopping. Tom's been working on a 60-year-old door, putting in access control in it. The door's so warped. 2 hours to get the door too close to close properly before I installed the electric strike. Yeah, we had a door like that at the building where I used to work. It was one of the front doors, which used to it was out in the weather, and then it got moved to where like we enclosed the breezeway to where it kind of became an inside door, so it wasn't as big a deal then. But yeah, it had a real bad warp to it, and you couldn't hardly get the shut at the bottom. Banana said he was going to say they had a second tank. No, it was pretty. It's pretty common around here in the older, like, of course, this is a long time. Like a lot of people are still there. I still know some people that are on well water and stuff, but the for the longest time, a lot of people daylighted all that stuff just so that you weren't putting that into your septic tank. Billy Billy said, "I'm trying to get my own thing going, having a hard time getting customers." Yeah, it's a slow process. I think at the beginning depends on who you are and like how long you've been doing stuff, how many people you know. I did some side stuff. It wasn't on the idea of the fact that I was even going to start my own business, that I must do some side stuff to see if I like it or, anything like that. It's just because people would call me even whenever I was working at the other place because they still couldn't find people to do stuff. They'd call me and like be like, "Can you please come do this?" And I'd go out there on a Saturday and do some work for people or whatever, mostly because I was just being nice because I couldn't find anybody. Didn't even really want to do it or want to make the money or anything like that. I'd rather have my time. But um, so then that's why I really ended up going out on my own because I was still having to do all that stuff and still work my other job. So I was like, well, I might as well just do it myself. And then that way I can move over into doing this stuff for other people and then not have the other job part of it. But yeah, so mine's probably a little different than what somebody who's just starting off and doesn't have any like contacts whatsoever. And then I also know a lot of people that do like trade work and stuff that give my name out that I've hired over the course of time where I worked at or I've worked alongside of them. So like there's electricians out there who go and do work for somebody and they're like, "Oh, I need this drywall patched or I need to, tile my backsplash, whatever else." So they give out my name. But again, that's the only way I'm giving my name out. Like I don't do any other advertising or anything like that. And I purposely do it that way because I don't like working for people who I don't know at all. Like I mean I will, but I'd prefer this person, I know that they paid me and I know them. So if they gave my number to somebody, pretty good chance they're pretty similar type people. Most people who are friends with people, they're not friends with like people on the complete opposite of the spectrum of, hey, I pay all my people and, all that other stuff. But my friend over here, they're a complete turd. That's usually not the case. So if I kind of keep it in that same little circle, it works out pretty good. Top and bottom touched the jam, but the center had a 1/4 inch gap. It is slow to start, CE tooled in, Carlos said. I'd like to adventure on my own, but I'm afraid of getting too big, too punch stabbies. You could for sure. Like I turned down, I can't tell you how many people like call me for stuff and I'm like, here's this guy's number because it's something I just don't want to do. But like, I mean, I could do it. I just don't want to. Like bathroom remodels, if I wanted to remodel bathrooms, I'd have enough work to last me 10 years, I think, because I get people to call me about it all the time. And I just give it, there's a guy, I give his number out to everybody and he gets all kinds of work from it. Like I did it for this commercial customer just because I'll do it for commercial customers, but I'm not going into somebody's house and doing it. I just don't like doing it. If they're living in it. If somebody's not living in it, that's different. But Matt said apartments always need work. Don't get high, expect high rates per job. Make it up in volume. Yeah, if you can get in with like a, that's like you can even see that on the handyman experience. Like he does property manager work. They're not gonna pay you the same as if you do it and you pay your customer like your customer's paying you directly just because they've gotta make their money too, there's a middleman involved. They're getting you work, so they have to get some money off that, but they can give you a lot more work than maybe that you'll get with customers, so it's a good thing to maybe start doing that at the beginning. If you can find you some property managers, you probably won't make as much money, but then you can do that work as you don't have customers yet while you're building your customer base. I never have worked for any. My brother-in-law is actually one of the bigger property management people in the town I work in, like thousands of properties that he manages, but I don't do any work, for him. I've done some work at his own house, but I don't do any work for him. I could probably call him at any time and be like, "Hey, if you got some work, you can throw it my way," but I don't I've got enough work that I don't want to mess with working on that kind of stuff. Joey's cameras are basically the same, made by Hike Vision. Yeah, mine were Onwote is what mine are, but they look. I actually saw some of the HIK Vision cameras. That's what's in the doctor's office I've been working in, and they look dead up just like the camera, like identical, except for the name on them. There's a 3-part interview with Jeff Bowery, part one and part two. Part one is out, part two's out soon on YouTube channel Texas Trade Talks. Yeah, I watched part of part one just the other day, and then I had to something I had to go do. I got to finish watching it. Churches are a good place to get into. Small churches need maintenance guys, but can't afford them. Well, and then that's also now. I do have a rule. I do still do work for people that I go to church with. I don't like, in all honesty, like I don't like doing it as a business thing. Like I'll still go, especially like the older, like ladies and stuff. I'll go to people's houses and just do stuff all the time. But I don't like doing stuff for money. with people that I go to church with because I don't want to get that. I don't want that to become a problem or something later. But there is a lot of people, like, if you wanna do work, there's tons of people, like, if you go to church somewhere, there's people in your church usually that are looking for people, and they just as soon have you, somebody they know, than somebody that they don't. We can't all live like we live in the '50s, call joy for fixing everything. That won't work in big cities. Yeah, the amount of work that you get sometimes is not even directly related to you, it's directly related to the area that you live in and how many people are doing work. Mm, mm, mm. So what anybody get any new tools in the last little bit? I know TPG said he got the new that little Sofern. Is that how you say that? SE1. I got the uh I got the screwdrivers, the 250 screwdrivers in the mail the other day. I bought them, ordered them off Lowe's. I hadn't decided whether or not I was going to get the Lyman's or not because I don't really necessarily buy them as collectibles. I mean, I'll get some just because I like them sometimes, and then I'll still use them. Like I don't buy them for the purpose of putting them away in the package, and I just don't like those. I don't like dipped handle or the bigger, chunkier grip handles. If they were dip gripped somehow, some way, I would have probably. Ooh, I just said somehow, some way. I might would have got them, but I did get the 250th of the screwdriver set. It's funny though. I ordered these the same day that I made the little short video of that they were out in the stores because I went to that other town and like they actually had them out. Like I could have just bought them there at the store and picked them up, but it was right after I ordered them to mail them to my house. But I've been getting all I actually like these screwdrivers, so never hurts to have Klein screwdrivers. Hear that, Klein tools? The people like me. Tom says I just make it very clear on what's taking place and what it will cost for people I go to church with. Not to say I won't work for certain church members. The conflict isn't worth it. Yeah, I have. I mean, I will do work for church members, especially if they can't find anybody else and all that kind of stuff. It's just not my preferred method, but there's nothing wrong with it. Like and again, I have. It's kind of I kind of treat it the same way as I don't like doing work for my own family either. In the sense of a job. Now I'll go to my family's house and fix stuff. There is like one of Amanda's sisters. I do quite a bit of work for her, but she owns a business. So I do like commercial work for her. I don't work at I have worked at her house. She's one of the few people family wise that I've done work for, but it's usually bigger stuff. So she pays me like, but as far as if somebody in my family's got, something's not working, I just got to go spend an hour to fix it. I'm not charging them anything. But I kind of treat church the same way as that. I just don't like anytime you start getting money involved, it can be it can always turn into something. But again, I do work for family and church people. It's just not my preference. Carlos got the philo bits. Yeah, they were sold out for like whenever I bought mine. I noticed almost all of them were sold out, but the squares, which I was glad because that's the only ones I was going to get. But the yeah, all the like sets with the screwdriver handle and all the bits, they were all sold out. Ryan's ordered the ratcheting ball grip. Yeah, that just came back on. I made a post, but in case y'all are in here and you didn't know that, it's back on Amazon today. Like it just came back on Amazon today. Matt's wondering when his comes in from the giveaway. Matt won it off of Bezug. Got some Weehaw insulated pliers from the Acme sale. Billy got the foldable jab saw by Go Built, or whatever. I don't know if I've seen that one. Go Built. Banana Habit got the Hokey High Tester Pin multimeter. Man, I've been wanting to try that little poke it meter or whatever that is. I keep seeing ads for that. Whenever I'm scrolling around on Facebook Marketplace, I get some ads on Facebook, and I keep seeing that. And I'm like, do I want to get that? I don't need it. Would I use it? I don't need it. But then I keep looking at it. I like the idea of it. I don't know if any of you picked it up. The little, I think it's the Poke It. Is that what it is? Pokit. Michael got the Klein diagonal cutters, waiting on the FLIR meter to show up. Jeff got the purple vessels, the tang throughs, and then the Klein clipazine knife. Joey Halloway got a Unilite K550. I think did I get a Unilite? Seems like I had one Unilite, or no, maybe not. I know a lot of people really like the Unilites. I don't think I ever got one. Because those come from overseas, don't they? The Unilites, it's not like a US brand. It's like a UK brand or something like that. Clint got some new Icon G2s. Something to be said about trying to keep work and home life separate. Yeah, now, like I said, it would probably be different for me. Like if I was like needing work, then you just got to take it wherever you can get it. But I've right now currently I've got enough, so I like to pick and choose. So again, I'm by far not telling somebody to not do work for whoever you got the opportunity for if you need the work. But I'm just saying I try to keep some stuff separate because anytime you get money involved, it can cause a problem. But you got to be like what was it Tom that said it? Yeah, make it really clear on everything. Which I'm that way with every customer. You want to make sure that the expectations and you've told somebody exactly what you're going to do and how much it's going to cost. And if there is some stuff that you think, because the problem with it, that's where the problem usually ends up coming in that situation. Like with a customer, you're going to price stuff for, I might run into this, and you're just going to go ahead and price it because you're not going to eat it. But then whenever you're dealing with somebody, whether it's in your family or somebody you might go to church with, or a friend or a coworker or whatever else, you're trying to give them the best deal possible. So you kind of like, oh, I can do this cheaper, we'll just do this or whatever. But then something happens that you would have normally kind of put yourself a little leeway in there with a normal customer, but you didn't do that with them because you wanted to price it cheaper to be nice or whatever else. And then you're like, well, man, I wasn't really planning on this. Like this happened and that it's going to cost more or whatever. And that's when you get into the problem. I see a lot of new forges in the background. They're sweet. Yeah, I got quite a few of them. One Fido bit when I bought mine, whenever it will come. TPG wonders if he might pick up some side hustle work from people in my wife's congregation, though those I've met seem to like me well enough. Yeah, I've even done, which I just started going to a different congregation in the last, like I think we started last November, uh, because my son's moved to town and it's closer to them. It's not too far for us. Like we can get right on the interstate and be at it. So we've started going there. So I've been meeting a lot of new people, and I've already done some work for some people there. Like I said, I'm not against or opposed, and absolutely like it's a line in the sand. No, I will not. But I'm pretty choosy about it, and I won't do anything that's like a drastic job, like a big job that could turn into something. Like if it's just cut and dry, I'm coming over here to put some shelves up for you or whatever else, you know. Bowery boy loving the X1 Pro, but broke the belt clip off the holster already. Yeah, I didn't even try out that holster or anything. I don't normally use a lot of holsters. You did say that it gets hot. I was gonna say that. I did notice that, but that I only noticed it whenever I was running with turbo mode. Like it gets really hot, but I didn't leave it on any of the other modes probably long enough. It probably gets hot that way too. All them bigger flashlights get hot. Unilights out of the UK. I was thinking so. Still waiting on customs to release my Tajima belt tool hook. Overbooked and not doing the job completely is worse than not taking the job at all. Yeah, and I have some people who like I'm as upfront with people as I can possibly be about, hey, I ain't got time. Like, I mean, I'd love to come do it for you, but I'm booked out for like a couple months and like there's and the job that you've got, even though you might think it's small, it's not. And it's I've got to come all the way out there and look at it, figure up whatever it is I need, come all the way back out there again to do it. That's a lot of, and I'm already got, jobs lined up. It's like I can't just push somebody out to come do yours for you to make you special because you're whoever you are or whatever. But some people don't get that, like that you work for other people, like, and they won't take no for an answer. And then they get mad whenever you're like, well, I'll come out there. Like if I have a break for whatever reason, something happens, whether it's weather or something happens on a job where I can't do something or something like that, I'll come out there if I can. If you can't find anybody still, I'll call and check with you. And then they'll call you the next week and be like, "You think you're gonna be able to come out here?" I'm like, "I told you, I ain't got time." What's up, Pie Guy? What's up, James Ridley? Corey Hadaway. Don't be like the coworker I have, Billy No Grill. Yeah, it was at least one of my back ones. Like I've always had like my mouth has just been jammed with teeth. Like I've never had enough room for them. And every one of them that I've ever got pulled out of the back of my mouth, I was like, yeah, there's another one of them suckers that's just been jammed in my mouth, gone. Because usually after I get one pulled, like the other one starts shifting, and then all that kind of stuff. So I'm just glad that I mean last weekend was rough. Like it was a pretty rough weekend. We went up to my brother's in Louisville on Saturday and watched the Derby and stuff at his house and hung out with them. But the whole time I was up there, I was like, it was just bugging me. No job is a 15-minute pop up stopper. Broke my record last night, 4 hours and 22 minutes. I was thinking that Jeff was saying you was going past midnight. Mm, 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 mm. I'm telling you, a pair of vice grips and that tooth would be gone. I was telling him earlier, Tom, you came in here a little late. So if I would have had to put money on it, like as far as what tooth it was, like last Thursday when I was talking about it, it would have been the one the very far back at the top. I think I even mentioned that in the video because I was like, it'd be pretty hard to get back there with a pair of pliers, like just at the to get it in your mouth at the angle and all that. But over the course of the weekend, I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Pretty thinking about it pretty hard. Well, it ended up not being that tooth. It was two teeth up from that one. Ended up having a fracture in it and a bunch of stuff. They were going to do a root canal and then decided, like in the middle of the root canal, they found that fracture and was like, I don't recommend you doing they said a crown would help hold it together somewhat and all that, but it would end up failing faster than, a normal root canal would. And she said, I just recommend going ahead and taking it out. And they did do a bone graft in case I want to do an implant or something later. But so yeah, if I would have got up the nerve to decide I'm gonna pull out my very back tooth, which would have been a ordeal, I'm sure. Again, I can't even imagine doing it in all honesty. But then that would have been crazy if I'd have done it, and then it's not even that tooth. I'd still had to get another one pulled out. It wasn't midnight on the West Coast. Did you get your steps fixed going to the lower part of the building? Yeah, I went ahead and I had to pick up a bunch of lumber to do the framing for that shower room that I was doing, and while I was there, I picked up another uh 2 by 12 and put them on there. I still haven't decided. I haven't put I left myself room to put risers on the steps, like to fill it in, so it's not just open. But I think I'm just gonna leave it open because it's just a set of steps for me to get from point A to point B. I've actually started sticking my bigger sawhorses that I don't like taking to jobs. Like I just pretty much use my little Craftsmans and Stanley ones now. But I do like those for some jobs if I'm going to get a lot of lumber delivered. But I've got those all stacked in underneath the steps. Tooth pain is the worst, and it almost never the one you think. Yeah, pain in your mouth, like it's weird, like how far it goes and how like it's a weird, like it's never really in the spot you think. We'll see you, Jeff. Random 2 by 12 is a great plank for ladders. Yeah, I got the brackets to put a shelf in there, which was what I was going to put my Vito bags on, but I haven't decided. I've got the bracket still. I'm definitely going to hang my vests and stuff up in there in that hallway, and probably some hats and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I'm going to kind of just treat that like a hallway. The shelves on the end down there, I think I'm going to use that to stick stuff on that I'm going to make videos for, just so I can keep sticking them in that shelves in there, like the stuff I get in before I make a video. Uh, because I've been moving all the stuff I temporarily had on those shelves and putting it in here. But like I said, I right now mostly because I'm throwing a lot of stuff away, but I'm I've got a lot of shelf space. And all my drawers, I've been emptying out my drawers and rearranging those and going through them, like in my file cabinets in there. And I think I've got half of those empty. I'll see. I'll take y'all in there. It's a mess in there. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. I've worked all the way up until the time for me to hit go live. So there's stuff all over the place. Like I've got stuff that I'm still cleaning, out here and my, all that kind of stuff. Like, but all my stuff's got in this whole garage has dust on it, like, like that from where I blow stuff. And then I'm cleaning it all as I go. Y'all let me know if can't hear me. I'll see the little bubbles pop up every now and then. Make sure I don't hit something. So, so yeah, I've been putting stuff in totes, and man, that shelf worked out. Like I did it at the height where the seam was in the 7 foot paneling and the extra piece, but I didn't even like measure anything to decide where I was going to put that shelf. But basically, a 5 gallon bucket or those totes that I've got like fit up there perfect, like height wise. Like you couldn't have done any better. But I've been going through like certain things, like I've got my pack out dividers, the ones I'm not using, like extra ones in case I want them later in here. Here's mod box dividers, extra light parts for these lights because I'm gonna buy another set of those whenever I redo the ceiling in my main area. Tool clips, like extra nosters and holstery stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I've been going through and putting stuff in those. But these, man, I wish I could zoom out. Like this is my electrical networking drawer. So this is the same thing that used to be over there. But I went through and kind of put like stuff together and cleaned it out. I had a bunch of stuff in there just kind of loose. So that one pretty much stayed the same. This one's just like saw blades. These are the tools I still got to go through, and these won't be in here. I just had these in here temporarily. But there's the purple. There's your purple vessel that Jeff Bowery just said that they had. But like this is like grinder blades, sawzall blades, and another tape case. Jigsaw blades, saw blades, oscillating tool blades, different things. I got to go through this one still, but that's what's in. That's what's going to be in this one. And then, so this is gloves. This is respirator, like full face, half face, goggles, that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to have my harness. And then here's a bunch of like the lanyard type things and all that kind of stuff. That's what's going to be in. So this will be like safety inside of here. This one I got to put my Festool vacuum filter. So that's just going to be vacuum filters. Then over here, this one was what I have in this one. This one was like drywall supplies, and I'll show you what I did with that. So this one's completely empty. I got to decide what I want to put in here. This one was paint supplies. I've got that somewhere else now too. So I've got a whole extra drawer here. This one's all my like table saw, miter saw. I'm going to move these. I've got a black file cabinet like one of those down there. I'm going to put all this stuff down there because that's where I'm going to use my table saw and all that stuff down there. So this one ended up being empty. And this one is my door stuff and some flooring stuff, my pro knees, knee pads. I haven't went through that one yet. I ain't decided what I'm gonna do with that. But I moved all my paints. So this is drywall here. So this is stuff besides what's in my truck. This is just like extra supplies. So like sanding blocks, extra mud pans that I got on clearance, different sandpapers for like these kind of sanders. There's a vacuum sander that I've never used, and then a bunch of extra knives. Now that I've got these are all my level fives before I bought my all stainless steel, and then there's like a corner box. So these are just extra supplies besides what's in my truck. Here's just tapes, different ones, bigger tapes. So like my electrical tape will be in my electrical drawer, my like any kind of plumbing tape or stuff. I think I'm gonna take one of these and make it HVAC and plumbing. And then, so all those kind of tapes will be with whatever. These are just like other type of tapes. This one's paint drawer, extra supplies of different paint stuff. And this one's my cleaning supply and my trash bags. So like right there's the Durasax and a bunch of little small trash bags. I decided not to build. So like I've got 2 tiers of shelves over here, but since I was realizing I had plenty of shelf room, I decided not to build one down here. And like there's my hyper tough cart, but I'm gonna use this to like stuff that might be a little taller. Like right there's some ram board, like flooring protection. So I'm just gonna leave that like it is for now. I may end up building a shelf later, but like there is extra balls for my truck, like a 2-inch, inch and 7/8, was it 2 5/8 or 2 1/8 or whatever it is. A jack that I don't really use anymore. It's a smaller jack. I think that is a what is it? A puller, like a hammer puller. And then there's like a bottle jack. And then back in behind that, I've got like some exhaust fans. There's a keypad lock like that I bought on clearance. So basically, I'm just putting stuff up in there like that kind of stuff. So here's a bunch of casters. There's all the stuff to install a mini split. This one's all my extra like Vito straps, pouches I'm not using, all that kind of stuff. temporary lock sets, and then I moved my foam board and all that. Those are just extra ones. I've already got some foam board down there for my track saw, so these are just pieces that I didn't want to throw away, and I made them for later whenever I need them. But that stuff's always been sitting right here. And then I've got some tools here, some tools there. These would also fit right there if I want to, but I haven't decided. This is all full of stuff I've got to film right now. And let's see. That's probably about it. Yeah, so like this is 100% empty. This will have my other miter saw, and then I can probably still fit something else. That's now empty. I've got empty. That can hold the small totes there. Let's see. I still got some room down here. I've got to go through all this stuff still. And then I've still got pretty much this whole entire shelf all the way, because this is all just stuff I've got laying there right now. That whole file cabinet's going to be pretty much empty. I bought these at Myers today. They were on sale 20% off. See if I can get one out without, I bet I won't be able to. I'm going to set y'all down for just a second. So these have these kind of lids. They were on sale for $10. I like these lids. It's not very easy to do one-handed, but I just like them because the lid always stays with it. But these were about the same size as this area. And two of them, I think, will fit. It already popped out. On top of each other. Yeah. So I can put two of them there if I want, and two of them on the other end, or they also fit on this shelf this way. Pretty good too. But yeah, I've been basically just going through everything, cleaning it. So this is the only thing I've went through the whole entire side, cleaned the floor real good, vacuumed everything, all the little cobwebs and the dust off everything, except for I haven't been through those totes, like these and those. And then I went through my blue drawers that are over there, and cleaned out the top one and made another fastener drawer with my extra little Milwaukee pack out containers, like the inside little cups, and started moving some of my fasteners that were just in little small things over there into those. Looks really nice in there, man. It looks good. Appreciate it. So much storage. Yeah, I said I knew everybody thought I was crazy whenever like I got so many comments on the first garage video. Uh oh, I wouldn't have added like a, it's like I've got that over here on this side too, except for I'm not going to put that many shelves on this side because I got that window and I don't want to, I could put that same kind of shelves on this wall and it wouldn't be where the window is, but until I need that as storage, I just got the one set of shelves I put on the end that are deeper. I'm not going to put any more shelves in there. What I'm going to do is y'all can maybe, I don't know what's on the camera right now, but like I'm gonna put some ladders, not those will be down in my other building, but some of my ladders that I come and grab and take with me on jobs and stuff. I'll probably just lean that kind of stuff up on the wall in there and stuff. Smart with the plastic bins. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff. Them lateral file cabinets are, if you can find them for dirt cheap, like sometimes you can. I think I still paid like, I think I only paid like 50 bucks a piece for those, and I've had them for a long time. But you can like double decker the storage in them and get a lot of stuff in them because uh, that makes them nice. Not as much wasted space. And those one file cabinets on the end, I actually really like those because they're really deep. They work out pretty good too. Because basically the whole my drywall in that top drawer, that lateral file cabinet, all fit inside of. I probably got rid of a few things, but all of it fit inside that one drawer on the other file cabinet in a more compact kind of way. So now I've got that whole other side to do whatever I want to with it. You gonna knock the old walls down and expand the garage, or did you just need storage? No, I'm not, because I needed what I just did with the shelves. Like if I'd have knocked down these walls, I'm not gonna gain any more wall space to put more shelves on. I just have more floor space, and I don't need floor space. Like I'm not planning on working up here for floor space. This is more of my business storage, and then I film my YouTube videos in here. But yeah, so if I'd have knocked down these walls, I'd basically just been moving everything I already have in here out, 5 more feet and gain 10 feet here in the middle, and I wouldn't have any more shelves. Where's the little Debbie drawer? Yeah, I'm gonna go through all these too because these are a mess. Like I've got so much stuff in these that I can't tell you how many USB-C cords. There's no telling how many USB-C cords I have from all the flashlights and all that kind of stuff. I got to go through all these. I've been just throwing because this is just mostly like this is kind of my junk drawer for the garage, but just random stuff. But I'm gonna go through it, and like I've got enough razor knives in here to blades to last somebody a lifetime. And I'm probably gonna move all that kind of stuff over into a tote besides one pack and just put razor knives on it and then not have all of them in here. And then this one's got just like that's Amanda's little chainsaw. I'll move that over onto a shelf. Uh, some random boxes, some different catalogs. My laptop I use for the giveaways. I was wondering where that was. Klein clamps, other clamps. Yeah, I'll have a place now that I can take. I'm going to take all my clamps now and probably put me something out there in that other garage that I can just clamp them on. I've never everywhere I had to put it in here because I've got shelves everywhere was always if I clamped them on something, it was always the bar part was in front of something that would I'd have to move them to get it out or whatever, and I never did want to do it that way. So I'll probably build myself a little, just run a 2x4 or something on the wall, and then sit there and clamp them all on that. Bin of misfit pouches. We all have that. Yeah, I got that, and let me see if I can get it down real fast. The tape chains I've got from Vito because I don't ever use them on my bag. I don't like them hanging off my bag. I think I put them in that tote. And see, I can reach that top shelf in there too without a ladder. And that's nice. Like to get totes down and put them back up. This isn't all of them, but like here's tape chains, or not the chains. Like I've got some chains too because I've got a bunch of these, but the ones that come on the bags, that one's even folded against itself. Because you usually end up getting one of these with about every bag, and there's probably some other loose ones in there. And then I've got gobs of those. I've got a bunch of these too because I've got somewhere. Yeah, like you know how they send you these, and then like there's a tape chain. Tape chain. I bought these so that I'd have them, and I got a good deal on them. And I don't use them because I clamp my, but I've got Stabila um, for my plate level, and this one's for my digital level. I found them on eBay or something for pretty cheap one time, but I got a bunch of the Vito straps for my bags too because currently I don't use them, but that's not to say I won't one day. So won't want one. Mm-mm-mm. One L, Little Debbie, I guess. I don't know what this is. Oh. And then here's I got a bunch of tool bags. Like I've got some loose over there, but I'll probably make me a big tote of these. But like all sorts of like, I save these things too because I use these all the time for just random. Like if I'm going to crawl into a crawl space or something, I'll come and grab these type of bags and use them and put tools and stuff in them just so I can crawl under the house and get it nasty or whatever, not get whatever my good bag is. Like for a specific job, if I want to throw like some pipe cutters or and some plumbing fittings and stuff, I'll throw them in a bag like that. I did buy a pretty pink Lowe's bucket. I've got one of the bigger ones. I never did get one of the small ones. Level. Oh yeah, yeah. Level. Got the maybe go to the doctor's get some pain. Well, I got my tooth pulled since then, James. I'm doing pretty good right now so far. I haven't taken any pain medicine since like Tuesday, and it's been fine. I can feel a little bit of tenderness from them stitches, but I don't have anything like what the pain like what I did have. Tom about to sell his shop building, need the overhead cleared, so it has to go. Everything's going into shipping containers for now. Yeah, it was a lot of work to, build a garage over a garage, especially for two people. Like it's a lot of work. And it was two people and then Amanda helping a lot too. So kind of three people. But it's definitely like already I can already just in the little even though it's still been chaos for me, it's just super nice almost right now to have that whole other section that's just I can put stuff in here and I'll deal with it later, type of thing. And then being able to go down there and just have my table saw set up down there to where I just roll it right on an apron and I can just rip stuff real fast. Or my miter saw, I've got my 7 1/4 miter saw set up down there on the stand. And then if I need it for a job, I'll just go down there and get it. But I can just leave it set up down there for now. So if I need to make a cut on something, I'm not having to, because whenever I stored it in here, I couldn't just leave it out because I didn't have room. I'd have to just, if I needed to make one cut, I'd usually end up just using my circular saw, even though it might be a better deal to do it on a miter saw, because I'd have to get out my stand, put my saw on it and all that, and then take it back down and do whatever. Now I can just run out here and cut something. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I started to put some of the little mini containers that Clint sent me, and then of course Five Ghost Shadow sent me some red and black ones. I started to put some of them up there with some stuff in it, but the little Debbie truck works out pretty good. And then that that freed up a little bit of space because this is starting to get a little bit too. I don't mind stuff when it's against the back wall because I can't hardly reach back there anyways. If I'm working on something like this, it's pretty wide. But whenever it starts getting out, then that's when it starts messing me up. If I'm actually working on it, it doesn't matter for the filming or anything like that. But sometimes I put together stuff on this, or do whatever. But I still got some room for a few screwdrivers on that one. And like I said, I've got more of those things. It's just I don't know if I'm gonna put another one up there or not. That's kind of high. I guess I could maybe put one more, but then you have to have enough room for you to be able to pull them out. Those not so much, but like these, you have to have enough room to be able to pull them up to get them out between the two. I normally grab them off of this one. Well, I very rarely get them off of that one, just to use something quick in here. These are just ones I don't use that often. Trusses, framing, not on a ladder, etc. Oh yeah, if you had a lift for sure. It wasn't too bad getting the trusses up there, except for the two end ones with the because we sheathed them and did all that at the same time. If we had to done like that, just getting the truss up there wasn't too bad. Need more screwdrivers. Did you get a deal on all the forged batteries? Milwaukee sent me some to try out with some stuff that I've got. We'll see you, Matt. I'm getting ready to get off here too. Mm, 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 mm. But guess the trade again is a reload. Quite a few. I think this is a little bit longer. The last two of them's been shorter. I think this video was like maybe 15 minutes or something like that. Because I know the video's not being long, it makes the chat not as long. Of course, many of you get in the pregame like 30 minutes early, so you still get, even if it's a 10-minute video, 8-minute video, still like 38 minutes. But I think this one's like 15 minutes because he had quite a few pictures. A lot of Milwaukee pack out, Milwaukee pack out bag, Milwaukee pack out uh, organizers, and boxes and drawers and all that stuff. He had a Vito MP1X. And then, like I said, it's his pictures are kind of taken in a space like this. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the background and stuff too. And it's Dan again. He was back in episode 13. Nice. Big Red finally sponsoring my favorite tool channel. Yeah, I just got some stuff from him in the first time in the last little bit. The pliers wrenches. And then they sent me some of their pants too, which are actually pretty nice. Of course, you only see them at Home Depot, and you don't. Have y'all seen the picture? Now that I just said that, but you only see the, Milwaukee pants and stuff at Home Depot, and they don't have like a room to try them on. So you'd have to buy them, go home and try them on, and then, see which ones fit or whatever. But I saw a video. It wasn't a video, it was a picture of a guy changing his pants right there at the like main aisle in Home Depot, trying them on, like trying on the Milwaukee pants at the Milwaukee like clothing thing at the Home Depot. And he was just in his underwear, like pulled off his pants that he had on and was sitting there trying on pairs of Milwaukee pants to see what size it was that he wore. He was, it's pretty funny. But I'm gonna get off here, go in and get prepped for tomorrow. Do a little bit of window installs tomorrow. But appreciate y'all being on here. We'll see you in the chat on Saturday. I don't think I'll have any video before then unless I just come home tomorrow and film something that's quick or something. I got a lot of stuff I need to film, but I don't think I'll end up having time. But do you already wish you had built it bigger? Or is it just right? Right now, I've got plenty of room. Like I got more than enough room. Worst case scenario, later on down the road, if I need more room, I can just not park my trailer in there. Miss maintenance won't go for that, but I could not park my trailer in there and have a ton of more room down there. But as of right now, I've got plenty of room. I can't imagine. I just need to do better about not keeping so much stuff. I'm a little bit of a pack rat on materials, a lot. So let's see. Just drops. Just drops trowel in the middle of the store, man, after my own heart. But we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good weekend if I don't see you before.